on, guys? Mechanic362 here, back at you with another Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. So before today's battle begin, I would like to let you know you can go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, then go ahead and subscribe because it supports the channel and I really would appreciate it. So today we're doing an RU battle against Dark here, somebody that I battled very recently off of Tweenoodles Discord server. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave a link to that real quickly because I gotta give credit where credit is due. So this man is packing a really nice clean supreme RU team, and I'm hoping that hopefully my team can overtake his. You know, I just made this team very quickly while before we battle. Like I was like, hey, anybody want to battle? He was like, hey, sure, I'll battle. And I was like, oh, alright, man, let's just go ahead and battle. So he's gonna pull out his hashtag no G's here. Oh my lord, that name, that name. I know I shouldn't laugh at it, but that name literally slayed me because it is of an and I don't need to explain. I just don't need to explain. So I'm just gonna switch out my redemption here, and I'm just gonna go into my Galvin pool, and he's gonna go for his volt switch. So I'm guessing maybe I should have stayed in, but I really didn't feel like staying in, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I was just trying to sack this thing up. I'm like, okay, if he goes for overheat, you're just gonna die, Galvin. So now I'm just gonna go for the sticky web. And this man, Dark, this man has the third eye. He just goes straight for the defog, or maybe that's just me because I don't play a lot of RU. This is my first RU match in over 3 months. It's been that long, guys. Your boy has had a long drought in this RU, and I'm not talking about the ability. So I'm just gonna go for another sticky webs here because we was in a Discord call while we was doing this. I was like, bro, I don't care how many times you go for defog, dog. I'm just gonna keep setting up these webs, fam. These webs gonna stay up, bro. So now I'm just gonna bring in my nicely named Salazzle. So my nicely named Salazzle is going to come out, and guys, you should be happy now because YouTube took away my monetization ability, so no more ad block. I mean, you don't have to run ad block anymore. Yay! So yeah, that's another nice thing. But anyway, he decides to bring out his trap here. So trap is coming out here, and I'm just gonna go immediately for the toxic. Look at that nice animation. So I do have the corrosion ability. I am a sashed Salazzle with the corrosion ability, something you don't see often in the RU tier. I'm guessing because usually people run the other ability that it has, but I forgot the name of that ability. So now I'm just gonna bring out my heavy mans here. My legit Registeel took me, I forgot how many soft resets this man's took me, but legitimate, actually legitimate, you know. So Velicify, you don't have to get on me, please save me. Please don't get on me, I'm begging, man. Anyway, so Trap is just gonna go straight for the Scald, fishing for a burn here. That Scald actually does nothing to me. I'm just gonna be able to eat that thing up. Like it is absolutely nothing. That thing is nothing at all to me. And I'm just gonna set up some stealth rocks here. I was about to say a layer of stealth rocks, but you can't set up more than one layer of stealth rocks, otherwise that would be very, very broken. So now my opponent is going to switch out into the penetrator. So the penetrator is coming in, and the blade doesn't really mind taking stealth rocks or taking a thunder wave or taking some sticky webs because it is a very slow mod. So we just took this man. This thing is already slow, but we just made him even slower. But I know this man does have the shadow sneak, and my boy, he is going to try to set up some swords. So I don't know why I was thinking with this out here. I just want the iron head and see if I could get some clinch cheese right here. But unfortunately we can't, and he's going to break through and go immediately for that sword stance. So my boy going immediately for that sword stance. I don't think oh crap, I got something finna die now. Something finna die. So now I'm just gonna switch out my heavy hitmans because I know he has a fighting move for the steel type. Now I'm just gonna bring out my L. So the penetrator is going to go for the sacred sword, and it is going to do about, I'll say about 48% damage to me. So now my opponent actually decides to switch out here, and he's gonna bring in his Serena. So Serena is gonna come through, and it's gonna get caught in the sticky webs. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve with my Blastoise Knight. So just getting in my nice clean supreme Mega Evolution going on here. This is actually a regular Blastoise that I had, but I just wanted to Mega Evolve him. I just took the leftovers off of him and slapped Mega Stone on him. So now I just went for the haste. So my opponent basically got a free switch into the Florges, so Serena. So I know in order for me to take this thing out, I'm gonna have to pull some shenanigans with my Salazzle. So yeah, I know that Salazzle is going to be a key component in this game if I do want to win. So I'm just gonna go immediately for a toxic because I know this man is going to go for the free defog at this point because I do not have a taunt user on this team. I should get a taunt user. I used to always bring taunt Pokies, but for some reason I just stopped bringing them. I really need to start bringing them back again. But anyway, so it's a L. It's going to come back. I'm just going to switch out and go right back into my Registeel again because I am a steel type and I can threaten them out with the Iron Head. And I didn't know that he had aromatherapy, but he does go for the aromatherapy anyway, which is kind of bad for me. Thick, kind of not at the same time because now I can reapply some statuses back and like just keep pressure up on my opponent, if you know what I'm saying. So now he's just going to switch out here because he obviously doesn't want to take an Iron Head. He's going to bring in the Penetrate, and I'm going to reapply my Stealth Rocks because I knew he was going to switch out into something. I just didn't know what. I was expecting the Rotom Heat, but I'm keeping these Stealth Rocks up for the Rotom Heat because that Rotom Heat is a very big threat. So now I'm just going to bring in my Salazzle here. And if you're wondering why I brought my Salazzle, remember I said earlier, this Salazzle is Focus Sash, so I don't care what he goes for, he's going to take this Flamethrower, and I know that my Flamethrower can kill at this range unless he is specially defensive, but who runs a specially defensive double A at this point in RU? So now I'm just going to go straight for my Flamethrower, and we are thankfully going to be able to kill the double A. It's a shame that my Sash kind of didn't get broken, but then it kind of did at the same time. I really should get a Wish Pokey for this thing, but now he's going to bring in Cletus, and I'm just going to switch out here because I really don't want to take anything from Cletus, and I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Redemption here, right? This is one of the misplays that I made throughout the game. I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna switch out because he doesn't want to take a Leaf Blade. So I went for my Choice Band Spirit Shackle, trying to catch the Rotom Heat on the switch in to nuke it, but my opponent was very smart here. I should have definitely went for my Choice Banded Stab Leaf Blade because I believe that would have just straight nuked this thing, but my opponent actually has the Ice Z move, which he says he carries around for the Glygars that run around RU. I really don't play RU that much because it's like I said, this is my first RU battle that I had in a long time. So he's just gonna go for the Icenium Z move on me, and yeah, I'm just gonna die. So Redemption is going to go down. Redemption didn't get to redeem crap this game. Redemption, you didn't do nothing this game. Now I'm just gonna bring out It's a L, and I'm like, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna go straight for a Scald. So It's a L, I'm gonna go ahead and come out, but I actually don't want to go for a Scald at this point because I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, let me go ahead and get these rocks off the field first from around me because, you know, I just don't want these rocks up because, you know, I got Honchkrow in the back and I got Salazzle, you know, the two things we throw rock type moves, like, you know, I'm just trying to keep my boys alive. So now I'm just gonna go straight for the Stab Scald now, and we are going to be able to kill the Cletus, obviously, because Rhyperior has crappy special defense, but his defense is very, very amazing. So now my opponent is going to bring up the hashtag no Jews here again, and this thing is a big threat, but thankfully we do have the Stealth Rocks. Now he's gonna go ahead and go for the Volt Switch. I didn't want to switch out because, you know, I'm like, you know what, you can just have this thing. I know he's going for a Volt Switch. I don't feel like switching out, so just go ahead and kill this thing because I don't want to take no useless chip damage against anything. For my other Pokies, you know, I don't want to bring in something and just take in a useless chip when my Blastoise has served its purpose. You know, it got hazards off the field, killed Pokemon, you know. So now I'm just gonna bring out my Honchkrow because this is a last ditch effort right here. Things, it's not looking very good for your boy. So now I'm just gonna go straight ahead for my Stab Z move, my Flyninium Z move. Now, if I was running the Z Mirror move set, I would have had the Electric Z move, and I would have been able to kill this thing. But Milotic, being the very fairly balanced and bulky Pokemon that it is going to be able to live this thing in the yellow. So now my opponent goes for the Scald, and thankfully I do not get burned, but that Scald is looking like a clean 2-hit KO. So this thing is out here just putting in a lot of work, and I'm gonna go for my Stab Sucker Punch. I should have definitely Brave Bird here. I don't know what I was thinking because I was just being stingy because I didn't want to take any recoil damage, and that man lived at barely little to no HP at all. Oh my lord, that had me so triggered in the voice chat. We was just dying. I was dying. I was like laughing. Oh my god, it was so funny. But anyway, I'm gonna bring out my nicely named Salazzle here, and I'm just gonna go straight for my stab Sludge Wave because I see no reason why not to. So Sludge Wave is gonna come out. I'm gonna get the useless crit that I wish I had gotten earlier on my Z-move, but it's okay. This is the game we could play called Pokemon. So yeah. So now my opponent gonna bring out the Turbo, and I know this thing has some E-speed shenanigans and stuff like that set up. So I'm gonna bring out my Heavy Mans to 1v1 this thing, and Heavy Mans is actually going to come through as you're about to see. So he goes immediately for E-speed. Obviously I'm not sacking this thing off yet because you got a Rotom Heat in the back with god dang overheat. So I just need to keep this man in. I need to keep him alive. So now he's just gonna go straight for the belly drum, and he's gonna go ahead and cut his attack stat in half. You know, he's gonna pop his berry, he's gonna eat it. You know, he's just gonna get nice and clean, supreme set up with the figure berry, and I go for toxic, and I missed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my lord, this battle was so hexful. I was just so angry. Wasn't really angry, but I was just dying in voice chat about this. So now he goes for the throat chop, and it's looking like a nice clean 4-hit KO after leftovers, because I do have the leftovers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and poison my opponent right here because I'm like, you know what, screw you. I'm gonna land this toxic big fella. So now it is down to Heavy Mans to 1v1 this thing right here, but he still has the Florges in the back, especially defensive Florges, and the Rotom Heat. So now I'm just gonna go straight for Iron Head, and we are not going to be able to flinch my opponent. I was hoping that I would get a flinch, at least something. Like, come on, Game Freak, your boy could have got at least one flinch, and I would have been so happy. But he's gonna go for a throat chop again, and I am going to barely live it, ladies and gentlemen, at the clean 1 HP. So I live it at 1 HP, and now thankfully we're going to be able to knock it out with Iron Head. But even if Iron Head didn't kill it, then I'm pretty sure that the poison would have killed it from that range of health. So it really didn't matter. So now my opponent's gonna send out their Serena, and I wish Reggie still had oh, that was correct though, oh my lord, I wish Reggie still had a little bit more base speed, but it's okay. So Reggie still is just going to straight up die now. So now it's down to my Salazzle, and I don't think Salazzle can win at this point. This is where I wish I was Specs or Scar. I would sash this or sash Salazzle. So I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave, and we're going to do a lot of damage, and that was a crit, ladies and gentlemen. So that was max damage right there, and that Florges still lives. So this is just to show you how powerful Florges is in RU tier. So maybe I need to get my own Florges, aka Gen. No, I'm not playing. Maybe I will Gen, who knows. So I need to get my own Florges. So I'm just going to go for a Sludge Wave again, and now my opponent, he says that his Rotom Heat was scarfed. So I'm like, dang, I lost this battle, because he said he had crappy speed IVs. He did tell me he had crappy speed IVs, but I told him, no, you're gonna outspeed, because if it's Choice Scarf, then yeah, Choice Scarf is gonna outspeed. So this is where I should have just slapped a Choice Scarf on this thing, and I probably, yeah, I think I would have. No, I don't think I would have won the battle, because I don't think that Sludge Wave would have killed it from that range of health, because that thing was still in green. But this was a nice, clean, supreme Wi-Fi battle from Dark. So GG. So now I got something for you guys that I haven't done in a while, and hopefully I hope enough people comment down about it. So now the question of the day is, what is your favorite RU sweeper in the RU tier? So hopefully you guys answer that, and leave a like, comment down below, let me know what you guys thought of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been McKinley362 signing out. See you guys later. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace out.